My pregnancy with Henry, we were being followed as I was high risk from a previous pregnancy, but everything was looking good. We had extra scans and no warning at all that he would arrive at 24 weeks and 3 days. October 16th, 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. The neonatologist and all the nurses worked tirelessly to save his life a few times. He spent 132 days in the NICU. It was a difficult road.
Go for it.
We didn't know what his life would look like. They said that it was very likely that he would come out of this with a disability. We could tell around 6 months that he wasn't quite hitting certain milestones.
Are you coming back to Mama?
Before he got his diagnosis, my husband and I discussed that, we're gonna have to get him in the Moon Center.
Hey, good boy.
We got a diagnosis of spastic diplegic cerebral palsy when he was about 18 months, and I called the center the next day because I knew that we needed to send him here.
This is the stretch that I like.
Most people find out about the Movement Center after they have a child with disabilities. For me, it was different. I actually knew about the Movement Center since 2011 because I worked here for 4 years during my time in university.
Right foot flat.
It's the community piece and the community aspect of conductive education that is so unique.
Hi.
I think for Henry, our goals have always been to hit whatever maximum independence level and whatever that looks like for him.
We clean up.
When Henry started, we were celebrating the accomplishment of standing independently. I thought that it was realistic to push for him to be ambulatory on his own without any physical or manual assistance, so that was really one of the goals. In conductive education, we do as much as possible aim to do early intervention. There's much more potential for neuroplasticity the earlier you start someone.
Unsurprisingly, he surpassed every little kind of goal and expectation that we had, and he began to walk within months of being here. Watching that progression of him walking unassisted to running was unmatched.
So one of the benefits of conductive education is I'm not seeing Henry, at school once a month. I get to see him every week. Henry has started with an hour-and-a-half sessions, but we're now moving into our summer camp where we're going to be doing 3-hour sessions. And so we get to see that progress on a weekly basis. Right now for Henry, one of the biggest things is we're preparing for that transition into school. With a lot of the skills, he's now having to refine those. We've been working on walking with a tray, carrying things while we're walking, to be able to slow his movements by helping him improve his balance and his posture.
He makes it look really easy. It is not. When your child is born with a disability, and you have all these ideas of what you thought their life would be like, and you kind of eventually learn to accept that things are going to look different, and that doesn't mean bad, it just means different. When you eventually kind of hit some of those inchstones or milestones that kind of surprise you, I think it makes it just so much more special and meaningful because you know how hard they've had to work.
The benefits of doing conductive education in that group setting is the children can be working on self-care skills that are going to be tricky, they're not going to be the easiest for them, but in a group of other kids that are learning those as well.
That camaraderie is really motivational.
Gabbo, wake up.
Well, we've seen huge growth in terms of his emotional development, cognitive development, and physical development. And confidence has grown significantly, even in his language and communication skills. Seeing that determination. Because of the Movement Center, we would not have the life that we have today, and Henry would not have the life he has today without conductive education. I'm no longer nervous about sending him off into the world. The fact that we have this programming here is life-changing.